Hi, I'm Valerie Milano with the Hollywood Times. Good afternoon. I'm so excited to have our guest today, and I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hi, Valerie. I'm Hart Hayes, and I'm so excited to talk about the role of Renee on All the Queen's Men.
Great. Thank you for being with us and taking the time. I'm sure you're really busy. Um, can you share with us your initial reaction when you found out that you were going to be a part of BET's All the Queen's Men, please?
Okay, this is a funny story. My initial reaction, I was literally at the dentist getting numbed. So I saw my manager call me and I was like, okay, I'm gonna call him back. And then he texted me like, hey, they wanna offer you the role on All the Queen's Men. And I was like, excited, but I couldn't really say much because I was being literally numbed at the same time. So it was pretty funny. But yeah, it was pure excitement. And then I was a little nervous because I had forgotten that the role initially required nudity. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't do nudity. What are we gonna do? Um, but it all worked out. It was a little bit craziness at first because I'm like, I don't want to lose this role, but I want to be comfortable in this character. And long story short, the productions and the producers at Tyler Perry Studios was so like just very supportive, and we worked it out. And yeah, that was that. I was like, okay, this is great. Let's go.
Yeah,
So
right, Heart. Well, so what did you know about the show? What drew you to the show and your character in particular?
well, to work with our for someone like Tyler Perry, you say that name and you're just like, oh my gosh, that's a big deal. Like he's done so much in the industry and built and created so much. So anything that comes my way that's connected to him is, a big deal. Um, I actually haven't seen the show when I auditioned. These things come in so quick, and sometimes you have to turn it around your audition tape so fast that you don't really get to like sit down and watch an episode all the time. So I watched probably my first episode after I booked the role, and I was like, oh, okay, so this is the world we're living in. Okay, got it. But it was fun. I thought it was very interesting, just the dynamics they created as far as having dance kind of incorporated, since I am a dancer too. So that was like one of my favorite parts of shooting, was watching all the guys do their dance scenes. That was a lot of fun.
But that's a great segue because I wanted to ask you how you prepared for your role.
I prepared, took all the training that I've received my whole life and put it to work, because I literally had maybe a couple days before we started shooting, from between booking the role, flying to Atlanta, and then our first day of shooting. And they moved very quick down there. So that was new to me as well. But I kind of just took everything I've learned and all my experiences from my whole life, even from touring as a live performer, and use that to help me get through the scenes and look at it as like, okay, this is a live performance because we're moving so fast and doing, writing this character. And after knowing more about the story, and it's like digging deep on like, well, why does she do this, and why is she acting this way, or why does she feel this way, and really just trying to build the character more versus like, oh, let me just focus on learning lines. There's so much more to that. So that helped me a lot, just creating my own backstory for her and stuff.
Can you think about anything that maybe was the most intriguing or challenging so far?
um I mean, it was a lot of challenges,
Yeah.
from because it is a show, that's very, just a lot going on. If you watch the show, being, doing intimacy scenes especially, I already was like concerned about nudity, but then that was striked, and it was still new though, like going through that whole process. And they had an amazing intimacy coach and team that was so fun to work with. And they actually start becoming my like favorite scenes to shoot because it was like choreography. So I was like, okay, this is fun. But I think the biggest takeaway probably was just trusting myself, trusting the process, because it was challenging on how quick everything moved and how much I, had to do with this character, because she's a character that is not surface. It's going to be a roller coaster of emotions and things that she goes through, and really just trusting everything I gave in every shot and not thinking about it afterwards and letting it go and being like, you know what? I did my thing. It worked.
Yeah. Yeah. I know this whole intimacy portion of, what happens now on the set is very, very interesting. And I've talked to a couple of those coaches. And, for you, is it always the same person?
With this show, yes, yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
good.
Yeah,
And is it a male or a female?
a male
Okay.
who was amazing. Like I got so lucky with having a co-star that was just very professional and supportive the whole time. Yeah.
Is there more than one intimacy coach?
They had like a couple. Yeah, it was a team of
Okay.
people.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
like
because obviously it's more of a closed set when that goes on. And so,
yeah,
so it makes it tough for a journalist like me to be able to know what actually goes on behind closed doors, to be able to ask questions, So thank you for answering those.
well, it's there's a coach and on this set they had a couple, and we pretty much, what was great is everything had to be worked out. It's like when I say like choreography, we go through the whole, like break down the whole scene pretty much and go through what you're comfortable with, and and kind of creating this whole scene in a way too. And then when it comes to shooting, it's a closed set, so only whoever has to be in the room is in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. So do you relate to your character in any way in life? Or are you totally different?
Um, there's that's what's so good about acting is when you are given a character that, may live a life that you would never think of doing, you kind of find things like that's maybe not the scenario, but a backstory or something about her. So she starts off very demure, and I used to be a very shy person. So I know what that feels like, far as, being kind of shy, but also being this person of intrigue and interest in things, and have a fun side too. So I would say like, the demure shyness I understood. And then also finding a bridge of like, okay, well, I would never do this in real life, but what can I relate to about it? So it was more of like, okay, this is a relationship, and like thinking of emotional things that you're like, what, I understand that I may not react in that way in real life, but I can understand where it stemmed from.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea, like, would you hope your audience will take away from your portrayal of your character?
I hope the audience sees the humanity in her, um, and in a weird way relate to her. Because it could go either way, honestly. I don't want to give away too much.
Sure.
The audience could love or probably might hate me. Um, um, they might hate me more, far as the character, but I'm hoping that she's not fully judged, the character of Renee, and that people could kind of maybe a lot of people don't talk about and they may have been curious about also. So I'm hoping that in a way she's not judged and people could see like the human side of her.
We talked about the other season because you hadn't really seen All the Queen's Men before you landed the role. Do you think that this season sets anything apart from previous seasons? What do you believe fans will be maybe most excited about? Can you really answer that question yet?
Ooh, I think I don't know how much I could really say.
I know. I'm not
I
trying to
think
stump
I
you.
would definitely think they're going to enjoy it for sure. They're in and they're not going to regret watching the whole season at all. I know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm not going to keep asking questions.
It's
Um,
exciting. There's a lot going on for
okay,
I think the fans and the audience are going to be engaged and they're going to be like I can't wait till next season. Definitely. I could say that.
okay, and you probably can't answer this either, but that's okay. How is your experience with this role, with this show, um, influenced or shaped your approach to future acting opportunities?
Um, let's see. It's definitely, I think it's gonna lead to more, at least I'm hoping. Um, I'm hoping, I'm excited to be a character in a hit show. And that is what's different is I learned that there is a fan base. And I haven't been a part of a show that had such a dedicated fan base before. So I'm excited to see like how that is going to come about far as after everybody watches it. I mean, I didn't even know like anybody that watched the show until I told, some family, like, yeah, I'm gonna be on the show now. They're like, that's my favorite show. And I'm like, okay. So it's like the first show where I've learned like the fans are very dedicated and they're very excited. So that I think is going to be different navigating and experience for my career just afterwards. And I'm hoping, that I'll be able to do more shows with Tyler Perry. I hear he loves to, use his actors in different projects. So I'm looking forward to those things.
Have you met him yet?
I did not meet him on set. Ironically though, I have met him many years ago on a different set. I was in an episode of Carpool Karaoke, and he was on that episode, and I think it was a finale or something. I don't know, but I was a dancer. So I did meet him very briefly when we shot that many years ago, but I haven't met him yet at the studio.
What a wonderful, powerful, generous gentleman he is, right? Fantastic. Well, we'll winding it down, and I'm sure our viewers and our readers would love to know more about you. Like, how can they find you? Your social media, website? Tell us.
Like everyone, you could follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is at the Heart Haze, and it's spelled just like my name. And yeah, that's the only official Instagram I have. Follow me there.
Great. And on BET's season 4. Yes, all the
All the
queens.
Queen's Men, season
That's
4,
right.
coming soon.
Yay. And we're the Hollywood Times Official is our YouTube channel and hollywoodtimes.net. And I can't thank you enough again, Hart, for your time today. It was a joy
Thank
speaking
you
with you
so
and meeting
much.
you.
I'm
Maybe
so
I can
happy to
meet
be
you in
here.
person one day. So keep up the
Yes.
great creativity that you are and the person that you are. So wonderful.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks
Thanks for having
again.
me.
Thanks. Bye bye.